What is going on, beautiful people? Welcome to another episode of the Narcissists Code. It's your favorite self-aware narcissist, Mr. Lee Hammock, better known as Mental Healness across all social media platforms. This is your first time seeing my face or hearing my voice. I'm a diagnosed narcissist, and I use my platform on social media to raise awareness for NPD, get more people into therapy like myself, almost 6 years strong, and also validate the victims, survivors, and thrivers of said disorder and said toxic people, said toxic traits, all the other good stuff, y'all. Today's episode is going to be about going no contact or cutting off a toxic narcissistic friend. You see a lot of videos about going no contact with narcissistic boyfriends, girlfriends, husbands, wives, toxic narcissistic jobs and things like that. You don't really see a lot of videos about, well, I haven't seen a lot of videos. Y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. I know I see a lot of people say that. A lot of people say nobody talks about this, but people might talk about it. I didn't even search for it, so there could be a lot of videos out there, but like there might not be a lot of videos from the narcissist perspective about going no contact with a toxic friend. Because you see this, I see this happen a lot, y'all. Narcissistic, toxic friends are not really your friends. Or let me say this, they might be amazing, great friends in the beginning, especially if the power dynamic is different. If the power dynamic in the friendship is to their benefit, if they feel like they are above you in some way, shape, or form, they might be a great friend to you. They might joke with you and jab at you and whatever, but they might be a great friend to you because they can look down upon you pretty much in a certain type of way. If they are taller than you, better looking than you, better shaped than you, got more money than you, more education than you, whatever it is about that person, whatever it is that they feel like they have on you, or that makes them feel like they're above you, they'll be good. They'll be cool with you most of the times. See what I'm saying? As long as you're not making them feel insecure about something that they have going on, something that they lack, you're fine with them. You can be fine with them. You can be whatever you want to with them. You see, but the second that you start to become above them, the second that they feel like the power dynamic starts to shift in the relationship, where they might start off up here. Like if you're listening to this on the podcast, one hand is above the other hand. They might start off at a higher level than you, but and they might stay at the same level, and you just grow, and you might grow past them, right? And once you grow past them, they start to view you in a different light. You might not be their bestie anymore. They might become distant from you. They might become jealous of you. They might become resentful towards you. They might not show it, they might not show it a lot externally in their expressions and stuff like that, but they'll little by little, you can feel it. You can feel it in a lot of these toxic relationship dynamics. They'll be your friend until they feel like you are above them. And if they feel like you're outgrowing them, they'll try to snake you. They'll try to sneak behind your back. They'll try to sleep with your friends. They'll try to break your friendships up. They'll try to break your marriage up. They'll try to make you lose your job, make you lose your career, make you lose whatever you have going on that they feel like is above them. They will. They'll try to sleep with your husband or your wife. They'll do things like that to try to slight you. And that might try to sleep with your husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, behind your back. And they might not ever tell you, but they'll just keep it to themselves so they can feel like they're above you in some way, shape, or form. They'll be like, hey, that's what you get for being above me. Subconsciously, as the bigger you grow, the more insecure that toxic narcissistic friend might become. You see what I'm saying? They absolutely might become that way. You know what I mean? Just in the way that dynamic works and things like that. They really might become super insecure people, and the insecurities will start to bubble to the surface. Like the insecurities might be below the surface. It's kind of like like the easiest way for me to describe this. Y'all know I love talking in analogies and metaphors and stuff like that. The easiest way to describe this is you see a cup, right? You see like a cup like this. Let's say this cup right here is full of water, right? Well, no, you see the little blue thing. This is perfect. You see the little blue thing in the bottom of the cup. Like this is a shaker cup, y'all. At the bottom of the shaker cup, these are the narcissistic person, the narcissistic friends, insecurities, right? These are their insecurities. But they're at the bottom. You can't see them. They are there. They exist, but they are buried because they're at the bottom because the narcissistic person doesn't feel insecure around you because they feel like they're better than you in a lot of different ways. So once you start to fill this up, and this blue thing starts to rise to the surface, once you start to grow and the insecurities start to rise to the surface, sooner or later, the top pops. Sooner or later, the lid pops and the insecurities are now on the surface. The insecurities start to spill over the side, because the more you grow, the more you fill up this cup, the higher the insecurities go from the bottom to the top, and they spill over a lot of the times. And once they spill over, they damn near go to the point of no return. This happens so much, y'all. Like, if you tell the narcissistic person not to do something, like if you set a boundary with your toxic narcissistic friend or whatever, right? They will try to violate those boundaries behind your back just to feel like they're slighting you, because they don't like being told what to do. Like, hey, can you please not do this? Like, anything, like, can you please not date my sister? Anybody but my sister. Like, I know you, we've been together, we've been friends for too long. I know you're not good for my sister. Can you please leave her alone? Like, she's super fragile, she's super vulnerable. She just got used and abused she just got out of a toxic relationship. She needs time to heal. That narcissistic person, oh, okay, cool. To your face, they'll be like, okay, cool. I'll leave it be. But behind your back, they're messaging your sister to try to make them feel like they are going to be there for them. Hey, your brother told me what's going on. Look, he really doesn't want me reaching out to you. So can you keep this between us? I'm just trying to check on you, whatever. He told me your situation. Like, can you please, like, don't tell him what's going on, because it might come between our friendship or whatever. But I would be remiss in I'm your older brother. I would be remiss in my responsibility as your brother to not look out for you, you know? So if you need anything, I'm here. You need a shoulder to cry on, I'm here. You need an ear to vent to, I'm here. Just keep this between us. And he'll try to date your sister, or date your brother, or date your friend, date your coworker, somebody that you told them not to do it. They'll do it behind your back because they feel like you've outgrown them. They feel like you're better than them, and they feel like they need to bring you down a notch, even if it's inside of their own head. Even if it's inside of their own head, they feel like they need to bring you down a notch. Like, how dare you? That type of stuff right there. They will mess with you. That's how the narcissistic person minds work, y'all. That's how it goes. And I tell this to people all the time. You have to be wary, and you have to stand in your truth and whatnot when you're dealing with narcissistic friends. They might be your friend at first. They might be your best friend you ever had. They might vibe with you. Y'all act alike. Y'all have a lot of the similar interests. But the second you start to outgrow them or move past them in any type of way, they need to bring you back down here. Their insecurities, like I said, like the example I showed earlier, the insecurities eventually bust to the surface and explode. And it's like a damn volcano. Once the insecurity volcano explodes, everybody's getting lava on them. Everybody's going to get lava on them. Everybody's going to get wet. Everybody's going to get something. So if you're dealing with a narcissistic friend, be wary. If they send you toxic red flags, a lot of times with people in friendships with narcissistic people, they ignore the red flags because they're not always around a narcissistic person. You see what I'm saying? You only get them in small doses sometimes. So you're like, okay, I can tolerate a little bit of red flaggy stuff because I'm not around you a lot. So, but that doesn't make it any better. But a lot of people tolerate the red flag stuff because that person might be fun to be around. They might be a good person to deal with, a good person to have around you. But then, like I said, once they cross those boundaries, once they cross that boundary of disrespect, typically the narcissistic, even when you call them out, let's say your sister, your sister fell asleep with you or something like that. Y'all fell asleep in the car and y'all in the back seat or something like that, or y'all on a road trip or on an airplane or something, and your sister falls asleep and you look at their phone and you see your friend has been messaging them behind your back, have been trying to talk to them and become close to them. And you confront your friend on it. Your friend would say something like, hey man, I asked you nicely not to talk to my sister, bro. Like, what the hell are you doing? And they'll be like, well, your sister came to talk to me first. She reached out to me. What am I supposed to do? She was in a bad place and I knew you didn't want me talking to her. So I'm trying to be a good friend, a good brother, whatever. You know what I mean? So you can't blame me for wanting to be nice to him. The messages are not even nice. They're trying to sleep with your sister. They're trying to take advantage of your sister's vulnerability, or they've already slept with your sister. Things happen, man. We fell in love, out of spite. You know this person. They're going to treat your sister or brother horribly, but they did this to spite you. Narcissistic friends, toxic friends, do things to spite you. So yeah, you can go no contact with a narcissistic friend, y'all. You can cut them off. You absolutely can. But when you cut the narcissistic friend off, y'all, when you outgrow them, you have to be prepared for a smear campaign. They're going to try to tell if y'all have mutual friends, they're going to try to make some stuff up. Or they don't talk to me no more. They don't deal with me. They don't deal with me anymore because they got too big. They outgrew me, whatever. Not telling them the truth about the situation. Not telling them the truth what's actually going on behind the scenes. They'll start to paint themselves as the victim. Of course they're going to do that. Of course they're going to be the victim in this circumstance right here. Of course they're going to try to say, oh, this happened because of this right here. I didn't do anything wrong. I was just trying to be a good friend, even though they set a boundary on me. They're going to play the victim. This happens in real life all the time. And once you go no contact with a narcissistic friend, they might try to hoover you back in. They might try to suck you back into the dynamic in any way, shape, or form. They might try to reach out to your other mutual friends. They might try to pop up at your job. They might blow your phone up. It's kind of like an intimate relationship sometimes. It is an intimate relationship with your friend sometimes without the cheek clapping form of intimacy. You know what I mean? So be wary of narcissistic friends, y'all, because like I said, if you go no contact with them, they might actually start a smear campaign on you. They might rage out on you. They might get mad at you. But like I said, you still have to keep your boundaries in place, because if you become friends with them again, they're just going to violate those boundaries again. Sooner or later, they're going to find a way to violate those boundaries again. Narcissistic people, whether they're friends, brothers, sisters, significant others, spouses, or whatever, are habitual line steppers, habitual line crossers, habitual boundary busters. They hate boundaries. They hate when people set lines and tell them they can't do something. They just do that type of stuff right there, y'all. So you have to empower yourself. You have to be ready. You have to be wary and things like that. You just have to, y'all. You absolutely have to, because if you don't, things will go downhill. If you don't, they're going to use you and abuse you. If you don't, they're going to just take you for what you are and try to ruin your life. If you don't set boundaries on them, if you don't cut them out of your life sometimes, they're going to ruin your life. If you build a business, they're going to take your business down because they can't stop doing things. You know, if they work with you or they're part of your business, they're going to ruin your business image. I can't believe you work with them and you look bad, but you feel guilty about cutting that friend off because y'all been friends for so long. Don't feel guilty. Your toxic, narcissistic friend will try to make you feel guilty about cutting them off. But sometimes you have to do what you have to do. Low contact, no contact, whatever helps you heal from the toxic friendship, you need to do it, because the toxic friend is going to just try to exhaust you back into giving them another chance. Try to exhaust you back into your life sometimes, just like an intimate partner would do. But just be wary, y'all, because toxic friends exist and they're horrible. They can be very, very kind, caring, compassionate, charismatic, charming people. But at the end of the day, they're still toxic, narcissistic people. And a lot of toxic, narcissistic people tend to be horrible people, y'all. So protect your peace, protect yourself, and stay empowered, okay? Anyway, y'all, let me finish this thing up. Like I said, y'all, the self-love journal is available on Amazon. Y'all, my self-love journal is like the #1 new release in abuse self-help right now. If y'all can believe that, look up Lee Hammock. I Love Me, the self-love journal. Lee Hammock Self-Love. It says #1 new release in abuse self-help, because it's a self-help book that you help yourself. Y'all, it is an amazing journal, y'all. Like I said, Lee Hammock Self-Love on Amazon. Check it out, y'all. Support the journal. If you have already purchased the journal, thank you so much for that. Please leave a good review, good rated high on there, y'all. I'm super thankful for y'all. Let's help as many people as we possibly can. Like and subscribe for more. Watch out for those toxic besties, your toxic BFF. Mental Illness is out. Peace.